Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Blood Bowl 2. We had a bit of a mishap with the live match, so basically I'm going to be showing you the replay while recording some audio over it. And joining me for this co-commentary is Mr. Goranmoth. How are you doing, sir?
I'm not doing too badly. I was just playing some Scapegoat before we started doing this.
Fair enough. I have no idea what that is.
It's a puzzle platformer.
Ah. So, I mean, this match itself was a fair bit of fun. I feel like it got diced a little bit, but you know, I mean, we'll let people watch that for itself. So I obviously lost the coin flip, and yeah.
Oh, have you skipped through the cutscenes?
Yeah, I'm actually on the first setup at the moment.
Sure, I'm slightly behind you then. It's fine.
That's cool. I'm just setting up the team on my side. Like my thoughts going into this were, it shouldn't be too much of a problem as long as I make sure I handle the rats, because I didn't want to just let him run away with the gutter runners.
Yeah, so I mean, the key things to note here is Madden is down one gutter runner. He has 3 on his team. Yeah. The leveled up gutter runner is off the pitch, so he just has 2 box standards, fresh out of the box gutter runners. Well, I mean, one's got 3 SPP, but you know what I mean. Like these guys are just box standard. He's got a leveled up thrower who has kick, which is, we discussed in, I believe, the wrap up, that was a bit of an odd choice. And then he has an Agi for Storm Vermin.
Yeah.
Oh, and guard on the Rat Ogre, of course.
Yeah, of course, because that Rat Ogre's been punching a lot of dudes.
Yeah, he has.
So I mean, out of the gate, it wasn't really lucky that the rats got the first drive, because if I got the first drive, I would have been able to punch first, which for Chaos is a bit of a benefit.
It is.
So, but we got a good kick for our first one, but he got a reroll out of the kickoff event, which again is never good, just giving away 3 rerolls. And the biggest drawback out of this is that he's got a lot of block, whereas obviously, as we all aware, Chaos benefit a lot in the late game rather than the early game.
Yeah, this is not a perfect league setup for you. Too short, really.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't so much what I was bothered about. I did say at the beginning of the league, I was coming into this with a bit of fun because, you know, I started with the Mino. That was the whole benefit of things.
It's true. Your Mino's done fun stuff. I will say that much.
Yeah, getting the touchdown was a bit of a laugh. But,
yeah. So I think, so how do you want me to commentate this? I'm obviously not going to say anything about the actual results or anything like that, but like...
We'll just take it as it goes. I mean, as you can obviously see, I got lucky with the Rat Ogre knocking itself out for... stunning itself.
Yeah, going for the stun, yeah.
My first roll was pretty bad, forcing me to use a reroll straight off the bat.
Yeah, it was the double skull, right?
Yeah, the first one was the double skull.
Yeah, I'm very slightly behind you, but...
Yeah, it's all good. But, yeah, we just attacking with the Mino. I got lucky. I mean, I could have done better, I think. But having to use a reroll on the first turn is pretty bad, especially when like Madden has 4 rerolls to my 2.
Yeah. So obviously the key choice you made on the minor thing was moving towards the ball carrier, or at least the potential of where he could cage up. He had a lot of rep pressure on this side. So one mistake I think you did make that I didn't want to point out during the live thing, because obviously, you know, we don't want to influence the match as it's happening.
As you do, yeah.
But I think you not going all into this right-hand flank is the correct decision. But I think, as we'll see as the turns go on, I think you didn't pull enough people into the correct flank fast enough.
The problem being is that, I think I referenced this in the live game as well, is that I didn't want to bring everybody over to the right side because I didn't want to leave that left flank vulnerable.
No, I understand that. I just mean... So, there's obviously more rats on this right flank for now.
Yeah.
But you have significantly less players stopping it going forward than you do on the left. And I am aware the gutter runner is on the left, but you've got, I don't know, I feel like maybe one of these beastmen could have been over here. That's just something I noticed in the game.
No, I mean, I think it's the next turn, because I've just, knocked out his rat that tried to one-dice my Mino in a brave attempt of foolishness. I think I get lucky, and I mean, this is where I I can't remember if it's this turn or the next turn, because you might be right in retrospect, because I think if I knocked out this Storm Vermin on the left, I think I removed it off the pitch, I couldn't remember, Line Rat even, and then I started moving everybody over. But I didn't move everybody, question mark?
No, I believe you leave 2 guys on that flank still.
Because there's the first injury on Chaos Warrior. I think that was the first... No, that wasn't the level up on that Chaos Warrior, but it was some SP... No, it was a level up on Celtic Toast. So that was my first level up on a Chaos Warrior from that punch.
Yeah. Yep, that was pretty nice.
And then I actually got a good turn, because with the attacker down from the previous turn, and the Beastman and the Miner moving in, and the injury, and the other KO off the next Chaos Warrior, I actually got some rats off the field, and I thought that this was going to go pretty well, and I thought I'd have a bit of a decent lineup in terms of... what I was able to push the rats into.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're in a pretty solid position right now. You've got significant pressure on the ball. There's a Minotaur stood right there. Players have been removed from the pitch. The thing you need to deal with now is the Skaven are very much centered in this flank. I made the joke during the live game that Madden was doing the power driver, where you just drive down one flank. And I just feel like they'll just... You got maybe a bit too much into the side here and not enough in the front, because he can potentially, like, the weakness here is there's not a lot in front of them stopping them from going forward, which is the real scary bit with gutter runners on the table.
I mean, Madden's just done the drive. We were a bit...
Yeah, I still don't understand this gutter runner positioning. It's still, even with his argument for it, which I still don't understand. I just don't understand why he did that.
No, me neither. But he caged in pretty tightly there, and I think I got a thing. But I think this is where I fell down, because I could have gone base to base with him and stopped a lot of stuff happening and just got through with a lot of strength. Instead, I just decided not to, because if I had gone face to face with his rats all the way across, he wouldn't have been able to do anything except try to run round. That was what I probably should have done in retrospect.
Yeah, the issue you got into now is the rats are pushed out, and there's 3 guys over here that are just basically out of it.
Well, they're all running to the middle of the area, because they are so far away they can't really do anything. But I could have moved a lot of these pieces to be closer than they actually were, because I left that entire middle flank absolutely free.
Yeah. Like the main issue is, like, I think this line is okay. It's just that the problem is, because of the pieces positionings, you end up with a one weak point, and it can collapse quite easily.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, like Dawn ahead, like, he's doing nothing. He's just, you moved him closer, but, like, the rats aren't going to go that way.
No.
So he's not doing anything, unfortunately. Getting the Minotaur on top of the ball carrier was really good, though.
Yeah, even though it doesn't really give me any, because he can just dodge out easily. That's the problem.
Well, the other thing is, of course, this is something that I've noticed has been coming up more in this league than it ever has in our previous league. Yeah. People are starting to realize that if the ball carrier gets tackle zoned, it's not actually that big of a deal. You can just hand off.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect it at all.
Yeah, because handoffs are different to normal passes. So there's Madden getting his, passes to the gut runner and dodging out with one dodge, which was really easy because of the agility on there. So, yeah, we get lucky, and we start the next drive with 2 rats down, which is partially lucky, and we see a random setup here. Now we're like, I've got 5 turns to drive, so I've got a decent enough chance to actually make it 1-1 at this point.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. This game is totally still wide open. We have rats off the field. You've got your Minotaur still looking to make some blood happen. It's your drive. You've essentially got, maybe you'd ideally like maybe 1 more extra turn. Like, for the absolute ideal sort of grind drive, you maybe want that extra turn, but you can't really sniff at 5 turns, really.
I believe this is, it doesn't go well in a moment. Because I believe this is where I get absolutely pinned to the wall. But we'll see. Not spoiling anything. So, yeah, the kick, which is actually a throw. And we lose the turn on the right. So we're immediately like, I've only got 4 turns to drive. Still doable.
It's a lot tighter than you'd hope,
but
though.
it's a lot tighter. Yeah.
But yeah, he's still okay. Minotaur unfortunately doesn't knock the Rat Ogre down, which would have been really useful.
No, but it pushes it back. So I mean, in terms of everything, it's not bad. But this is just where we're just getting the army of pushes at this point.
Do you get the armor break on the Line Rat? I think that is a Line Rat.
Yeah, line rat 2. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think anything happens. I think it's just a stun at this point. I mean, we're down to the fallacy of I'm a meant to be a destructive team, and I can't get the armor breaks at this point. And then it goes second reroll on turn 5, just trying to pick up the ball. Probably shouldn't have done that. Wasted that reroll at that point. I had a decent enough line, but he wouldn't have been able to get to the ball.
The main issue is the speed of gutter on this, right?
That is the problem, yeah. But I mean, I had a decent enough. The problem is that he would have it would have been still really easy for him to just blitz one of the beastmen and just run through.
Absolutely. Like, you can't. The main threat on the Skaven team is the gutter runners. I feel like maybe in this game, just a general overall comment based on stuff, I feel like maybe there were opportunities in this game where you could have blitzed a gutter runner, but instead you chose to blitz a different piece.
Yeah.
Because I really feel like the way you hamper a Skaven team is it's the same way
runners.
Yeah, it's the same way you play against Lizardmen, right? You break their runners.
Yeah. But this is the first time I've really come against rats, so I kind of knew the pieces to be careful, be aware of. But I mean, we'll really, without spoiling anything, we'll see a lot in the second half of some really weird plays from Madden, which would just throw off most Skaven players, I think. Because I don't think a lot of people would play Skaven in that way.
We'll see. This is the unfortunate bit.
Yeah, this is me losing my Minotaur now. This was... I still think I should have at least rolled the Apothecary, but we both... In fact, we both said at this point that if I'd done it, I probably would have lost the Chaos Warrior down the line.
Absolutely. Like, that's the fallacy, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like...
Well, it's the gambler's fallacy, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
I need to keep it in case something else happens, and nothing else really happens.
So, I mean, right now things are still looking okay. You need to speed up a little bit more than you would like, but
Yeah.
this is still touchdownable. You've got, as long as your Beastman gets, I think it's like 2 squares into his half, you can score without go for it. However, this is the point where you realize you've slightly messed up your cage positioning.
I had the extra Beastman, and I basically was going to try and move, but I couldn't have made it down without any extra, without going for it, and I wanted to play safely. So, because I moved the extra Beastman down because I wouldn't have been able to get any of my Beastmen in the original cage to that point, and I didn't really think that I could get someone else to that top left corner, so I basically reformed the cage on the left-hand side before I do anything else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I do this block at the top with the sheer case of wanting to get the other Chaos Warrior round the top, which, in thinking about it, I probably should have driven it down to the bottom to protect more of the cage instead of them trying to get round the top. That was
quite possibly. I think your position right now is okay, though.
I mean, looking at it, it's a cage. The Rat Ogre's down, can't really get up. I did that block in the middle to try and get the other Chaos Warrior next to the Rat Ogre to, so it had a strength disadvantage if it wanted to get up. But, yeah, we kind of... This is what threw me off here, is that I didn't really think about... He had some just loose rats that he could just do anything. He uses a reroll and just pushes straight into the cage.
Yeah, this is the issue I'm running into with my Orcs a lot, and it's just... I cage up, but due to improper positioning and just not really kind of thinking about the general flow of the pitch right now and where players are, my cages just get broken so easily, and then I'm in a lot more trouble than I hope I would be.
Absolutely. I think after playing this match, I think the best way to do cages versus, especially gut runners, is to get them on either side of the box. So say the 2 and the 2 and the 7 position instead of the 12, 3, 6, 9. Go right in the actual corners, one on either side.
So then this is just
This is just where it goes badly. Out of rerolls and double sculled and
this is the double skull I was referring to in our post match talk about. Like, again, I'm not going to I'll reference that at the end of the game, but that's
Yeah.
the specific one I'm talking about. But there's, like, not a lot you could do.
No, absolutely not. Pushes another side of the cage in. Surprised he did the blitz instead of just moving. I mean, it is the Storm Vermin, I guess.
Really nice scatter for Madden right there. That's
Absolutely.
pretty much the best place it could have gone. In fact, it is the best position it could have gone to.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden his rats come back down.
It is just like look at this threat. Like, this is the threat of the Skaven team, right? His gutter runner is 2 squares into your half, and that's an easy touchdown.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it wasn't until Madden's previous match, like against you, that I realised how much of a threat gutter runners could be, because that's all he was, and it's just. I didn't expect him to be able to get into the cage because I wasn't expecting the double skull on the first block of the turn. You know?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. But that just shows, right? It's just right there. Suddenly, it's just like, oh god, he's 2 squares into my half, and that's an easy touchdown.
absolutely. So it's at this point we're at pretty much the end of the half. I think I have one more turn of punching at this point.
It's turn 8.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to score, so we'll just see if he moves his rats to the back, in which you'll see right now is what he actually does in the smart play, because he knows I'm just going to punch him straight up.
Yeah, it's my sort of. I'm not a big fan of. When you get to turn 8 positions like this, and you're gonna like hang your team back and just put the 3 guys on scrimmage to get punched, like that's fine. But I don't like putting them as far back as Madden has because of kickoff events. They can really like mess shit with you. Like, if a riot had happened and gave you an extra turn, for example, you've got so much space in his side of the field to work with. I prefer putting them like far back, but like rather than just in the line of in the touchdown zone, I try to put them like halfway between the icon and the touchdown zone.
Yeah. So it's at this point that people point out to me that I probably should have put my 5 SPP Beastmen at the back to try and throw the ball, which is probably something I could have done because I could have walked out of it with like more levels up than I actually did at the end of it. Because I just honestly didn't think about it. I was just wanting to just punch rats at this point.
The blood mist was descending.
It pretty much was. I was in full. I was pretty aggravated by this point.
I'm surprised. Oh, you do try the throw, yeah. I was about to say I didn't remember you did do the throw, but yeah, you did, and it went.
I think I did try a throw anyway, but I can't remember if I failed. I think I failed this one.
You did. You got an inaccurate pass.
Yeah.
So that's the half time. 2-0 down. It's unlike, like, this is the point where as a Chaos team, or even just a general slowish team, you're kind of just like, this is a rough half to go into because you're not the best at scoring fast.
Yeah.
And when you do score fast, you're giving him another drive with his much faster players.
You're giving a fast team the ability to score again really quickly. So I already knew going into this that it would have been... Like, I didn't vocalise this in the actual match, but I knew it was... If I managed to score, it would have been at 3-1. So I just went into this half with the full amount of, look, I'm not going to score, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attempt to just punch his rats and see if I can SPP gain something out of this match.
Maybe scoring like the last turn if you can.
Maybe if I can get the ball. So, I mean, I went into it with the intention, and again, I don't think I really set up with the ability to... I put my 5 SPP Beastmen on the line to try and punch and get the armor breaks that way instead of thinking I can just pass the ball.
Yeah, passing the ball would have been a smarter choice.
Yeah.
Because it's... No, go on, sorry.
Yeah, so what I'm mostly doing is I'm just sticking the Chaos Warriors on the line to try and just get the blocks on the Ogre, because I know he's not making any value of the guard in terms of a defensive strategy.
No, he's really not. Guard basically did nothing this entire game.
He only puts anybody next to the Ogre when he's on the offense. So I've got my second quick snap. Again.
Yeah.
So, don't really do a lot out of this, because there's not really a lot I can gain at this point.
Come on, guys.
But yeah. Again, we're having the fallacy of playing another smashy team and not really getting the blocks we need. Except we do get the Rat Ogre down.
Yeah, he does take a tumble. It's just a bit unfortunate when you're when this dice aren't in your favor in terms of blocking. I mean, in terms of like, because basically the way that works, right, is like over a longer season, you will get that SPP gain.
Yeah.
But when we even like a double, like obviously this season's single round robin, but even in a double round robin, like sometimes you just don't get the averages you need to get the SPP.
Well, I mean, you can look at how I did with Orcs in the last season. I really didn't manage to get anything out of it. So, as you can obviously tell, I'm going for the... I managed to pick up the ball without a reroll, and I got into a semi-decent position, so I throw the ball. And
Yeah, I thought that was smart.
I get the cheap play, because it means I'm surrounded, and then I go with the loner to get the foul on the Rat Ogre. Because I thought, well, I'll try and get the Rat Ogre out if I can. It levels the playing field, and, you know, my loner's sent off, so it wasn't a massive loss. I mean, I could have done that with any of the Beastmen, and I wouldn't have really lost anything. It is a player off, but getting the stun is better than nothing. I would have preferred to have...
KO would have been brilliant.
A KO would have been brilliant, or just getting rid of the Rat Ogre in general, just, you know, just getting it off the field so it gives me an even chance with the fact I've lost my Mino for the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, of course, you got a loner. Loners are perfect for fouling with.
Absolutely.
I do think that the strategic foul is not utilized enough by our group.
No, it really isn't. But I think that's mostly because there's not a lot of fun fouling teams in the game at this point. Like, give Blood Bowl to a year or so, they'll have a more wide variety of teams. You know, we might get the Goblins in, which are good at that, like dirty player stuff more than anything else.
This was really interesting. This chain push here, I was really expecting Madden to push the ball carrier.
I was myself, and just like open it up a little bit, but he didn't seem to, and then it just became a punch fest, and I got screwed with another double both down.
It's just not a lot you can do, and this is. I'm pretty sure you can like take this match at least so far as like you could just show this like when someone goes, so why aren't Chaos strong at the start of like a season? You can just take this match and go, this is why.
Yeah. Any team which starts with decent skills is really good against anyone that's not. Like, the Rats, they're fast, they've got a decent variety of skills. Yes, they lose in AV, like they're lower than most teams, but they're fast. They start with players with, say, like Gutter Runners have dodge, the Storm Vermin have block. And, I mean, the Chaos are a good all-round team, and they have like the ability to punch hard, and they've got good armor value to defend. But it's just that when it comes against fast teams, you fall down a little bit.
It's not even the fast teams. It's just like as well. Like you have the strength advantage, which gives you you have much easier time getting favorable dice blocks. But it's the second those results come up that screw you. It's like I don't have anything to deal with this.
No, absolutely. It's just a bit annoying, really.
Yeah.
Because you just get stuck in unfavorable positions a lot of the time. So, as you can see, we're pretty pinned in here. The Rat Ogre's back up, as to be expected, and he pushes the ball carrier out.
This is a pretty good tackle.
Yeah, it was another stun on a Chaos Warrior. Lincoln Pork Sausage, no!
Because, like, another thing, going back to, like, Chaos Like skills, is as soon as a Gutter Runner gets the ball, or, or the Stone Vermin, or someone with ass defensive skill, you have such a hard time removing it from their clutches.
This was the ball bounce of ridiculousness.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it just bounces just so well, and then it just walks straight in with the gutter runner, picks up the ball and just runs out again.
Like literally, that ball scatter literally couldn't have gone better for Madden, and it just.
And then he just manages another pass. I mean, it's an agility 4 pass, and it's to a 3 agility catcher, so it's not outside the realms of possibility. But it's just how casually that the passes are made, like without a lot of forethought around it. And there goes my last reroll on turn 11 because we just can't get any good dice at this point.
No.
So we're just gonna try because we're still at the point of I'm really deeply stuck in here. I'm failing a lot of standard blocks. And we just can't move. So he's easily going to be able to pass the ball back to the Gutter Runner and run the Gutter Runner away. Yeah, and then I obviously get the attacker down on the Rat Ogre and stun my own Beastman. So having a lot of fun right now.
Yeah.
So we've literally just thrown the idea of getting a touchdown out of our mind at this point because we're not going to get this ball.
Yeah, the second this ball goes to that gutter runner can cover more distance than you can with no effort.
Yeah, so I know the minute that I tried to get close, he's just going to park it in there. So there's no point chasing it. So the only thing going from my mind again is let's see how much SPP we can actually get at this point. Because if he's not going to score unless I put pressure on him, then the pressure I need to put on him is to see if I can injure his team as much as possible.
Yeah, that's the way you deal with stalling. There are two methods: either catch the ball carrier or break the rest of the team.
Yeah, which is what we attempt to do on this turn, and I think we get lucky if I recall. Yeah, because we mess up the one die block here because I forget about the guard on the Rat Ogre. We get lucky with a decent enough.
That's literally the first thing guard has done all game.
Yeah, it really is. But then we've got quite a few bodies on the Rat Ogre, so we get the 2 die. And it falls over again, which is good. So we start getting our pals at turn 12, about 3/4 of the game too late.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
It really is. It's super unfortunate at this point, but there's not really a lot I can do.
No, it's just what is happening here is like it's almost our 2 games. Like if you go and watch my game against Madden, which was literally played the game before this one. Like our 2 games have so many parallels, and we just can't get the dice to knock over the rats when we need them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I make at this point that, you know, I've said that I did say at the beginning of this league I was playing Chaos because they're quite close to the Orcs in terms of bashiness. But they've got the better movement of value, so I'm really gaining what I was losing because a lot of the Orcs start with not a lot of skills anyway, with the exception of the Blitzers.
I think having the 4 Blitzers is so huge, though.
Yeah, oh, it really is. So we can see Madden stalling again for another turn because I didn't really put enough pressure on knocking his team down, and that was really going to be the case unless I started causing injuries across his team.
I personally think it was a mistake. I think he should have scored this turn.
I think he absolutely should have, because he knew full well I was just going to punch his team.
Yeah, because he's not really going to do much else to you. You can't catch his ball, carry it, and all that's going to happen is this is just another free turn of punching for you. So it's like, and if he scores, like he's so fast, he has a chance to score again. I'm not sure. I just don't really agree with the stall for this turn.
I think it was a mistake, and he's certainly punished for it there, where you can see that the Rat Ogre gets injured. It's nothing life-threatening and doesn't force him to use the Apothecary because it's just a badly hurt. But if he had ended it, who knows, that injury might not have happened. So, I mean, Madden was definitely punished there for not parking the ball in that turn.
Yeah.
And I think we just carry on just doing as many punches as we can at this point, trying to get as many blocks as we can, because we really just need to get SPP over our party, because we're over halfway through the league at the end of this week. And
3 matches left after this.
It's all. I mean, we've pretty much said to ourselves we're not going to win this game. Like, can't get the ball out, and then we fail. We fail a block again, and Rat's too good, man. Rat's too good.
Yeah, rats are pretty annoying.
So Madden's obviously thought to himself, like, he can either stall again or he can drain it. I think Madden specifically said that because if he had been forced to use the Apothecary, he would have put it in. But having lost the Rat Ogre, he'd done it anyway because he knew he could stop a lot of blocks.
Yeah.
So that's all well and good. And obviously it gives us 3 turns to try and score, which can be doable with Beastman, but we don't know. We'll see how it goes. So thankfully Judas Cheese gets out.
Yes, so see what I was expecting for you in this during your setup is I believe you put both the 5 SPP guys at the back.
Yeah.
So what I was expecting you to do in these last couple of turns was pick the ball up and just literally have the 5 SPP guys, Judas Cheese and My Dying Bread, just throw the ball to each other, because that's 2 guaranteed level ups.
Yeah. Well, I'm just setting my team up now, but yeah, that's exact. I mean, the idea was that I was going to get the ball, throw it to one of them, and then, level them up with like a couple of turns. I wasn't going to try and drive down there. I was more expecting Madden to move his rats further back and We get our third quick snap because that way, you know, he wouldn't be afraid of getting punched.
Yeah, but he's going for the next. He's going like putting pressure on for another touchdown because he knows he has the speed to do it.
Yeah. So I mean, we're just moving all our guys forward a little bit because I didn't realize with the quick snap, the guys in tackle zones could move without getting tackled, without dodging. So we try to do the safe place first and just get the punches with 2 die. I mean, that can't possibly go wrong with 2 die, can it?
Nah, it's impossible. Yeah. Literally impossible. You get some stuns, which is nice.
Yeah, a couple of stuns. I mean, we got lucky with our punches on this one basically, and left us with enough room to actually move some players around if we chose.
Yeah, this was a surprising move to me, like moving Judas Cheese up.
Yeah, I thought that with the lucky blocks, I'd be able to try and do it, but I
pass.
Yeah, it's just I thought I'd go for the pass instead of the handoff because it would have been the 1 SP.
No, yeah, no, I agree with the the passing. I just think it should have been further back because this ball is now in gutter and a stealing territory.
Well, I mean, I probably would have been better with a farther pass, but this is where the ridiculousness happens. The pass over the players back to the Storm Vermin. The Storm Vermin runs all the way round, hands off to, like...
No, I think the handoff now.
Oh, yeah, no, he cages up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he cages up and then...
It's the second time he's done it where he's thrown it over the players back down the pitch. And it's just... It's the kind of play you wouldn't really see in Rats, really. I mean, I can see why he's done it, because it gets the ball...
I think it's pretty smart, personally. I think it's pretty smart because he's using the gutter runner's speed really aggressively in ways to stop you doing anything with the ball, and then most people, I feel like most people would like do that if they thought to do this. They would like just pick the ball with the gutter runner and then go, oh shit, I'm holding the ball. Whereas Madden's like he's being strategic in just getting the ball out of the area.
Absolutely, and you know, once again, we can't get a decent enough punch on a gutter runner to knock it over. Because the only thing I think mostly at this point is that I need to use the blitz, because if I push my luck, I can use go for it and punch the ball holder, which I do.
Yep. It's a nice play. I liked it.
And then the basic thought is it didn't go to another rat, so we don't have to worry about trying to get it out of the hands and go for a throw. So let's just cage up the ball and get as many tackle zones as possible on it. Again,
it's not a good scatter for you.
It wasn't a very good scatter, and unfortunately because I left the blitz, I'd already used the blitz to try and get the ball off. I ignored the gutter runner down here on the bottom right.
Yeah.
And, you know, probably should have tried to get tackle zones on that instead. Well, because I know he tried to dodge out, but I should have tried to cage up with the closer players. But because I couldn't get that many players over there, I was more intent on trying to make sure the ball was safe. Which, you know, would generally be a wise plan.
Like, I actually think the position you've got right now is actually pretty solid in terms of... Because, like, as we worked at this bit, Madden's, he has no dice here, but he gets the 1 dice that he needs.
Yeah. Madden's managed to pull off the 1 dice, and I can't really fault him for it, because, yeah, that's just the luck. But it's the throw that he fails with the Storm Vermin, and then manages to just, once again, throw the ball over my players, catch it, and then is just in a position where he can just run away with the ball and just 4-0 me. And I mean, I think because he doesn't need to do the go for it because I can't catch him. So he just leaves me in a position where I just punch his rats for another turn.
Yeah.
Which is wise plan. And then he gets the 2 red die against block because, you know, of course he does.
It's season 2, man. It's season of the red dice.
Really is.
I mean, it's just that I don't... There's just not a lot you could have done in this half. There was a lot of just... Like, I really don't like saying that games of Blood Bowl decided by RNG, but I feel in this case there was just a couple of key moments that just where the dice just decided no, and it just really opened you up. Like the double skull when you were trying to protect your own cage. Yeah. In the end of the first half.
It really screwed me over. And then I just go for the filthy turn 16 foul because I got really annoyed at the way the game went. Yeah. And I thought if I was going to do it, I may as well try and take out one of his valuable players. And while I broke the armor, which was, you know, magical in this case, only just, I just couldn't do anything else. So,
There's the go for it fail.
yeah, it pretty much put the exclamation point on the way this game really went. I think he just drops the ball in just to end the match.
Yeah, I believe so.
And their end ends the game 4-0 to the Rats, which is pretty much how Rats should play. You know, set a couple of exceptions every here and again. But it was a good match. I had fun. I didn't really think I was going to get 4-0'd. And unfortunately, we didn't really end up with a lot of SPP gain. I mean, we worked out that man was going to get 20 plus, which he really did.
He got 23.
23 against my 10. I mean, getting 10 wasn't too bad. I probably could have fucked around with some throws and got a bit more, but I just didn't get the blocks I needed, unfortunately. I mean, it's really telling just looking at the statistics there, but the 4 armor breaks he got were like an injury, a couple of KOs and everything else. I did 17 and I got 2 injuries. I mean, that really says a lot about the game, I guess, that, you know, you can do all the armor breaks in the world. You just want to get the SPP you need.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, for sure.
But yeah, that was it's obviously a quicker version of the Blood Bowl games because it's not the live match and so it's not an hour plus, but it's the best we could do in this case. So thank you very much for joining me, Mr. Goromoth, in a post-match commentary.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.